What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to another video here on the channel. I have a few clips we're going to be going over today, so we're just going to go ahead and just jump right into it. If you could hit the like button, subscribe if you're not subscribed, and hey, how's it going? My name's Ratboy. Let's do it.
You know what? In 2025, I'm going to start going for the hot guys. I'm going to start going for the guys that are just so far out of my league. It's inconceivable that we would ever live on the same planet. Here's the thing. I don't expect the guy out of my league to treat me super well. I don't expect a lot from that. I would fully expect that they're not going to be into me. And that we could go on a couple dates and they're going to be like, no, you're not good enough for me. Meets expectations. But when I go for someone who's like, oop, a little below me, and they still don't want to go out with me, or
you tell the world what happened to you. What happened to you? I don't know. You need to tell them.
So you've been doing this the whole time. You've been going for these guys the whole time. And yes, of course, they're going to spend a couple nights with you over maybe a few weeks and then discard you and find something a lot more attractive. But you've been doing this the whole time. These guys are completely out of your league when it comes to just being attractive, to financially, to everything. And then she's wondering, oh, why do women get passed around all the time? Well, I mean, look at what they're doing. They're just saying it out loud at this point. This is what you've been doing the whole time.
Or even worse, treat me like shit. I'm like, all right, that's below expectations. Because here's the thing, there's no way for a guy below me to exceed my expectations. It will only ever be a meet. If I go for someone really good looking and they're super nice to me and like me, that is an exceed. That is an A++++.
Why is everyone so f***ing stupid? Why aren't more people intelligent like me?
And in this video, she justified, well, depending on how attractive this guy is that she's seeing, she will allow pretty much anything to happen, whether it's any sort of bad stuff in the relationship or situationship or whatever you want to call it, the few weeks that they're together. Any negativity there is worth it because of how attractive this guy is. But any man below her, which is, I mean, you can see in the picture here, what are we talking about? Quasimodo is below her, maybe? So just an average man, she's basically saying average men are below her. That's basically what she's saying. These men are like, how dare you speak up to me, you clown? That type of energy right there. Like, no, you're below me. You better bow down and do what you know is right before you get what's coming to you type of situation. No, thank you. Not from anyone like this. There is no amount of, like, if you're like this and you think that you're like, I mean, no, come on. Absolutely not.
2025 is the year that I find my husband. I just know. And if you want to know how I know, I'll make another video explaining. The problem with dating is I always have ambition to date, but then that motivation fizzles out very, very quickly, or I get bored. So to compensate for that, this year, I have created a weighted spreadsheet to evaluate whether or not I should continue dating this person. It's going to take all of the emotion out of it. It takes a handful of things that I look for that are important to me, and it weights them all based off of how important those things are. The thing that I run into is I can like overthink, overanalyze, and then I'll just like get fatigue and I just won't do anything about it. So the idea is this spreadsheet, this self-evaluation tool that I'm going to use is going to take all that thinking out of it. So there's no emotion involved. It's just I put in the data and then it'll give me a score. And depending on that score, either we move forward or we don't. Obviously, that's taking into account that the counterpart is also interested because it's a two-way street.
What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean?
And I would like to see this spreadsheet. I want to see, I might take a look back at this video, at this account, and see what's going on here later, because I want to see how attractiveness gets added into the mix, because we all know women kind of lead with their, depending on how attractive they think the guy is, that is how many brownie points he's going to have in the beginning, you know, and how tall he is, that kind of adds to it as well. And then the men that are actually great dudes that would treat this woman like an absolute queen. I don't know why, but they would, and they would give her everything she would ever want in life, but he's maybe just 5'10". Well, she will think of any excuse to throw that man in the gutter. The perfect guy for her. And then all of the excuses, all of the exceptions will be made for the 6'2", super attractive dude that she met And, well, we all know how that's going to end.
Another interesting element in all of this is I'm really curious to see how I change as I go throughout this journey and how I approach dating or interactions with other people or etc. in general. I'll be crazy up in here. I am an exceptionally goal-oriented person. Like, to me, the minute I make something into a goal or I write it down or I put some sort of like deliverables around it, there is nothing I won't do to achieve it. Which means I have 354 days left to find my husband. Oh my God. I hope you follow along. Bye.
Oh shit. Here we go again.
We'll be checking back in with this individual here. Her name is where's her name? Oh, nobody cares. I will be checking back in later with this individual, and let's see if she finds her husband or whatever. I probably gonna say no. Any man will see this little experiment she's doing with the spreadsheets and the hundreds of dudes she's hooking up with. She's measuring them, she's seeing how deep they go, and she's ranking them 1 through 10, and he's gonna be like, I don't like that. I don't like being put on a spreadsheet, and it kind of feels very weird. Any guy would think that. So I'm really not sure why her husband would go for, or her future husband that is, would go for something like that. Seems very weird. Imagine a dude doing this. Imagine a guy going online and saying that he's looking for the perfect wife, and hey, I made a spreadsheet with 100 women, look, check this out. And then he puts like numbers. He just numbers. Okay, well, she does this, that's a number 2, and well, she let me do this one night, so that's a number 6, and she does this on the weekends, and that's a number 5. Can you imagine the outrage? But this right here is completely normalized. There's absolutely nothing wrong with women doing this. Let's read through the comments. We got one woman saying manifest and all those other types of words. OMG, can you share the spreadsheet? Yeah, share that spreadsheet. Sure, just share it around. This is completely insane. Of course, you got some Simpson here saying that you can't treat relationships like a work. These aren't relationships, good dude. These are random men she's meeting and she's hooking up with. These are in no way relationships. Okay, these are dudes she's dating, men that she's finding online or running into wherever in alleyways and whatnot. And these are going to be men she's going to be spending the night with and rating them on a, so it's going to be like a little game show for her.
Okay, this is just a reminder to be gentle with people's hearts whenever you're dating, no matter what. Last year when I had the dating apps on my phone and I was like fresh from a divorce, my very first date, we had a dinner, 4-hour conversation. It was really nice, but it was just like friend vibes for me. And I told him promptly after the date, like, we can be friends, but like I don't see anything else. We've literally been friends ever since. We have like a coffee debrief like every couple months, and we just had one, and we talked for hours out in the fields in the sunshine. And we all want the same things, just like love, unconditional love, unyielding devotion. I know that, just remember that somebody's baby you're talking to, okay? I know like there's this whole narrative of like,
stop it, get some help.
And here we have a single mom who is on this continual, as you heard over the past year, she's been just randomly dating men for any and all reason. She met this one dude who drinks coffee with her, and I guess he's kind of like her BFF. Is that what we're doing here? You got some BFF energy. He's waiting on the back burner, waiting for the single mom to give him a little piece. This is really, no. This type of behavior, I think, you could make the assumption that, seeing as how they met on a dating app, that she's possibly giving him the wrong idea, by stringing him along like this. I don't know. Hopefully that man's smart enough to know that he's wasting his time with someone like this. I'm not sure why he would match with a single mom to begin with, but again, men are going to do what men are going to do. I would always advise these men not to do that. Seems like the biggest waste of time, and she's not even dating him, and I kind of feel like she's still wasting his time, or maybe that's just me.
Sprinkle and decenter men and all that stuff is like great, but just remember that, like, I don't know, just remember that there's mostly good in the world, okay? There's mostly good in the world. I feel like people are mostly good. Just think about that. Just think about that when you're out there in the world and you're dating. Yeah, like, obviously set boundaries where you need to, and if you're being disrespected, don't tolerate it. Use your discernment with this message, obviously. But yeah, a really nice friendship could come out of it.
I love the pain, because the pain is the truth. The hurt is the truth. and realizing my hair is all going to fall out, my teeth are going to fall out, and I'm going to be brought low.
Then we have women like this who go online and this is what they're using their platform for, is basically just a megaphone where they preach about all these random men they've met and all the lessons they've learned from the dating apps and being passed around, and the life lessons they can teach other women. And you got to treat every date like it's a individual person. You guys, you got to treat them with humanity and be nice, and a majority of everything that has ever been happening to dates. And I know men do it sometimes as well, certain types of men, but a majority of them it's been done by women. Women are the ones who have always ghosted. Women are the ones who have always led a guy on, dated him, made him pay for dinners and food and kids' food and everything else, babysitters and pre-date expenses and all this other stuff, being taken advantage of. It's men who have been taken advantage of, not women. So who is this message for? If it's for women, then you're wasting your time. Women don't care. Women don't care. Just like the video in the very beginning, just like the video we saw earlier where the expectations are through the roof. This guy approached her, which women have been complaining guys don't do that anymore, but she said that this guy was attractive. He approached her, asked for her number, and then he was at an outing with a group of friends. He had to go and hang out with his friends. He can't hang out with a woman that he just met. He's known this woman for 20 seconds and she expects him to spend the rest of the evening with her. Like, that's not how this works. He had plans. He's a busy guy. But you know what? These women do not understand that the types of men usually that they are going to be wanting and going for are going to be men that are going to have to spread their attention to a lot of different types of people, their friends, their family, other women. It's just the reality of the situation. But they expect, looking like this and going online and saying that they're only going to date attractive men from now on. I mean, ma'am, you've been doing that since the very beginning. Women very rarely date men that they're just not attracted to in some way. Okay. I think a lot of men out there, I've seen videos, and you can't tell me some of these men aren't settling with the way that some of these women look. I mean, you cannot tell me that. There's definitely some settling happening. I really don't see it with the women. Even if they are average, usually, you don't see it. But anyway, that's going to be the end of this video here. Hit the like button, subscribe, leave a comment, and I'll catch you guys later. Rat Boy out.